Shavua Tov. I hope everyone had a wonderful Shabbos and that this should be a meaningful and successful week for everybody. As you know, today is the 17th of Tammuz. It's a fast day on the Jewish calendar, and it marks the beginning of the period on the Jewish calendar known as the 3 weeks. The 3 weeks, we have certain customs that we keep to show our sense of mourning during this time, mourning over the destruction of the first and second temples in Jerusalem. During this time, we try to minimize joy, so certain things that we don't do. So, for example, we don't cut our hair and shave if possible. And today we fast. We don't listen to music during the 3 weeks. We don't have weddings during the 3 weeks. And of course, this is a period of time of mourning. But it's very important to understand and to appreciate what we are mourning for or over. You know, there's a story that's often told about the day in the third day of the 6-day war, when the IDF forces entered into the old city after many years of being separated from the Jewish quarter in the old city, and they liberated the Kotel, the Western Wall. And when the soldiers got there for the first time, it was a very emotional moment. The soldiers ran up to the wall, kissing the wall and crying, and of course, you know, very emotional, and it was a very powerful moment. There were 2 soldiers apparently that were there that grew up on a kibbutz and had no religious background, and they didn't understand the significance of the Western Wall, the wall which was the wall that held the Temple Mount where the temple once stood. And they didn't understand, and they saw all these soldiers crying, and they did not feel emotional. And then one of them started crying, and his friend turned to him and he said, Lama taboche? Why are you crying? We grew up together. We don't understand what's going on over here. We don't appreciate the significance of this. Lama taboche? And the soldier looked at his friend and he said, Ani boche, I am crying because I don't know what I'm supposed to be crying about. That was enough of a reason for him to cry. And that's true. We don't really truly appreciate what we're missing. When we talk about the destruction of the temple, that happened 2,000 years ago. So are we still crying? We're still mourning over something? Get over it. 2,000 years is a long time. So the answer, of course, is that in order to fully appreciate the significance and the meaning of these 3 weeks and the fact that we're mourning over the loss of the temple, we have to appreciate and understand what the temple was, what it represented, what it meant to us. And I want to talk about that for the next couple of days. But in the simplest sense, really what that temple in Jerusalem, the first temple and the second temple was a place, a physical place on earth where there was a divine connection, where God inspired, God infused that physical place where a person could come and experience what it felt like to be truly in the presence of God. And we'll talk a little bit about that and what that meant more as we go throughout the week. So have a great week, everybody, and have an easy fast.